Hello developers, every year, Apple updates the tools. But May 2026 feels different. This is not only about a new Xcode version or a new Swift patch, this is about Xcode becoming more intelligent, more conversational, and more central to how iOS developers build. This month, Xcode 26.5 became the stable build to use. Swift 6.3.2, updated 26.5 SDKs, better agent workflows, clarifying questions, queued messages, and a Claude Code OAuth fix. Swift 6.3.2 does not change concurrency dramatically. It cleans up one practical issue. Package resources can now be accessed from non-UI async code without MainActor friction. And the relationship between Claude Code and Xcode crossed a line that most engineers did not see coming. It's a new era of tooling. Before we continue, subscribe for deeper iOS and architecture breakdowns. I am covering 4 stories, no filler. By the end of this, you will know exactly what changed and exactly what you need to do about it. If you build on Apple platforms professionally and you want a senior-level perspective on what is shipping, subscribe. This channel is for pros. Story 1. Xcode 26.5 is the stable AI workflow update. It includes Swift 6.3.2. This is the version developers should move to if they are using coding intelligence, agents, or Claude Code inside Xcode. Xcode 26.5 includes Swift 6.3.2 and the latest 26.5 SDKs. But the bigger story is the improvement to Apple's agent workflow inside Xcode. Agents can now ask clarifying questions instead of guessing. That means when your prompt is incomplete, Xcode can request more context before generating code. Messages can also be queued while the assistant is still working. So instead of waiting for one task to finish, you can continue adding instructions and keep the workflow moving. Apple also fixed a Claude Code issue where users could hit an OAuth token expiration error. That matters because authentication problems can break the entire AI coding flow. There is also a fix for malformed data in the RunSomeTests MCP tool call. In plain English, agent-driven test execution should be more reliable. This makes Xcode 26.5 less about flashy new AI features and more about stability. The assistant can ask better questions, handle longer workflows, and avoid some of the failures from earlier builds. Before this, AI-assisted development often felt like a fragile loop. Prompt, wait, copy, paste, fix, retry. Xcode 26.5 moves that workflow closer to something integrated, conversational, and useful inside the IDE. AI-assisted development often meant leaving Xcode. You moved part of your workflow into VS Code or another AI-first editor, then came back to Xcode to build, run, and debug. That worked, but it was disconnected from the place iOS developers actually ship from. Xcode 26.5 makes the workflow feel more integrated inside the IDE. The biggest improvement is that agents can now ask clarifying questions. Instead of guessing when your prompt is vague, the agent can stop and ask for the missing context. Messages can also be queued while the assistant is still working. That means you can keep adding instructions without waiting for every single step to finish. This changes the rhythm of AI-assisted coding. It becomes less like a one-shot prompt and more like an ongoing conversation inside Xcode. So Xcode 26.5 is not just another minor update. It is the stable build to use if you are testing Apple's coding intelligence, Claude Code, or agent-based workflows in Xcode. It specifically fixes Claude Code issues related to OAuth token expiration errors and malformed data responses in the RunSomeTests MCP workflow. Story 2. Swift 6.3.2 and concurrency cleanup. This is not a huge language update, but it does remove some friction from daily development, especially when working with Swift packages and async code. Previously, package resources could run into actor isolation friction because Bundle.module was effectively tied to the MainActor. That made non-UI code, background tasks, and tests more annoying than they needed to be. In Swift 6.3.2, the practical concurrency fix is simple. Bundle.module can now be accessed outside the MainActor. That makes Swift package resources easier to use from background work, tests, and non-UI async code without fighting unnecessary isolation issues. For typical UI-heavy iOS app code, this matches reality. Most of your code was meant for the main thread. Now the compiler knows that. Story 3, iOS 26 SDK is now mandatory. This is the most urgent story because it's already live and affecting submissions. Since April 28, 2026, every app uploaded to App Store Connect must be built with the iOS 26 SDK. Xcode 26 or later is required. If your CI is still on Xcode 16 or an older SDK, your builds will be rejected immediately at the upload stage, not during review. The immediate action item is to audit your CI configuration. Check your Xcode Cloud, Bitrise, or GitHub actions for hard-coded versions. Update your runners and stack definitions now. Don't wait until a critical bug fix needs to go out only to find your pipeline is broken. The best engineers now are the ones who know when to let the agent run and when to step in. It's a senior engineering skill worth developing. Story 4, Swift in more places. Swift 6.3 continues to move beyond the Apple-only identity we've known for a decade. Swift now has official language server support in Cursor, VSCodium, and AWS Kiro. These are now fully viable dev environments. This means your Swift skills have a wider surface area. The tools we use are increasingly shared with the broader software industry. Subscribe for deep dives. If you've already set up Claude Code with Xcode MCP, share your experience in the comments. I'll see you in the next one.